Hello everybody, I'm Aaron Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, April 13th, 2020. Isolation is hard. And I think that what we can do in this space is think really well about how this isolated time is causing a bunch of us to experience depression and anxiety in all sorts of profound ways, grief, in fact. And the reason I think it's doing this is in no small part because the things we are losing do not compare to the loss of a sense of identity. We often assume that identity is something that is fixed and stable, it's who I am, and we go into the world not caring what the others think. In fact, we tell each other this when we go on first dates or go to job interviews. Just be yourself, we say. The problem, of course, is that the self we are is so deeply impacted and constituted by the social interactions that we have. Right now, we are lacking those social interactions, and so we are in no small way, I think, beginning to lose track of who it is we are. This is an idea that the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre expresses at the end of his book, No Exit, when he says that hell is other people. Now, what Sartre means by this, of course, is we wish it were the case that we could just be ourselves, but we find ourselves, as T.S. Eliot suggests, always putting on masks, putting on faces to meet the other faces that we meet. Hell is other people, not because it is bad that we are in many ways shaped by the look of the other, but instead that the look of the other does not necessarily affirm our identity. It also can strip it away. Consider the way that racial profiling and misogyny and all sorts of class assumptions get made when people look at people different than themselves. In fact, I think one of the reasons that we have the very idea of something like professional dress is because we want to reaffirm our own status, our own power in relationship to people who don't put on the tie or put on the fancy shoes, or get ready to go meet these faces in this way. I'm wearing, in fact, a Gojira t-shirt. It's one of my favorite heavy metal bands. They're an extreme metal band from France. And I wear this because I wanted to make the case that if I wore this to give a talk to a bunch of philosophers or a business meeting, say, my hunch is they would receive me very differently than if I put on my khakis and my tie. Alternatively, if I went to a Gojira concert wearing khakis and a tie, I would probably be perceived as someone who had maybe gotten the address wrong for the cocktail party I was meaning to attend. Why is it that we have such disparate conceptions of how our identity plays out? It's simply because Sartre was right. I look forward to getting back to the point where other people are daily proximate to me in ways that allow us to feed off each other's energies and encourage each other in important ways. But it is the case that the desire to be a self of our own making is something right now that I think we are grieving the loss of socially. We need each other. And the problem is right now, it is really hard to find the others who are constituting us as the people that we need to be. So, identity is hard, isolation is difficult, and maybe thinking not about other people as hell, but the reality that the desire to be our own self-creating gods might be a form of idolatry helps us a little bit more make sense of where we are and why we so desperately look forward to getting back to that place where other people are helping to constitute our identity daily. I hope this is helpful as you think about where you are. I encourage you to see each other as what they can be rather than seeing each other as marginalized in ways to make yourself feel cool. Check out Gojira. I'll see you tomorrow, unless a piano falls on our heads.